after U.S. allows UN Gaza ceasefire resolution to pass. Tensions between the U.S. and Israel were exposed on Monday when Washington stood aside and allowed the UN Security Council to pass a resolution calling for an immediate ceasefire in Gaza. The U.S. decision to abstain on the vote prompted Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to cancel a scheduled trip to the U.S. by two of his top advisors, two Israeli officials said. The U.S. had previously vetoed similar resolutions calling for a ceasefire. Its position evolved last week when on Friday, it put forward a ceasefire resolution tied to the release of hostages. That resolution fell when it was vetoed by Russia and China. The U.S. abstention on Monday's vote allowed the latest resolution to pass, when the other 14 members of the 15-strong council voted yes. The U.S. ambassador to the United Nations Linda Thomas-Greenfield said that while the latest resolution included edits requested by the U.S., Washington could not vote yes because it did not agree with everything. Russia places Moscow attack suspects in pretrial custody. The four main suspects between the ages of 19 and 32, and identified in Russian media as Tajik nationals, were charged with committing a deadly group terrorist attack. They face a maximum sentence of life imprisonment. The suspects began to appear in court shortly before 11 p.m. local time on Sunday with bruises visible on their faces. One of the men, in a wheelchair and wearing a hospital gown, was reportedly brought from intensive care. All four appeared separately, being led into a cage in the courtroom by Federal Security Service officers. Two of the defendants pleaded guilty, the court said. Germany arrests suspected ISIS supporters accused of planning terror attack on Swedish parliament. Two individuals accused of planning a firearms attack on Sweden's parliament were arrested in Germany on Tuesday, according to a statement by the Office of the German Federal Prosecutor. The pair, who authorities said are Afghan citizens, were arrested near the city of Gera in Thuringia, central Germany, on suspicion of terrorism, the statement said. Germany's Federal Minister of the Interior, Nancy Faeser, said in a statement on Tuesday that one of those arrested is a suspected member of terror group ISIS, and one is a suspected supporter. The Afghanistan embassy in Berlin told CNN it had not received any communication on the matter from German federal authorities, saying it was ready to cooperate if needed. Thousands shelter from Kyiv missile barrage, hours after Biden's national security advisor visits. Ukraine's capital came under heavy missile attack in the early hours of Thursday for the first time in 6 weeks, just hours after a visit to the city by U.S. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan. More than 25,000 people took shelter in the city's metro stations while the attack was ongoing, with videos and images shared on social media showing crowds crammed together underground in images reminiscent of the early days of the war. Officials said Russia fired 2 ballistic missiles and 29 cruise missiles at the Kyiv region, all of which, they said, had been shot down. Tests will confirm exactly what missile types were fired, but a statement from the Air Force suggests it is possible the ballistic missiles were of North Korean origin.